You think you got it, eh? You think you got it. You think you're all that, right? You think you're all that. You have a sad mistake. Anyways, welcome back to the Military Guna. Tune in, because this segment we're going to show you how Arteta does his business at Old Trafford. We're going to show you how all the Arsenal players dancing, teach Manchester United players how to dance at Old Trafford. For many years, Emirates was known as Lingard's dancing ground. But this time around, it is Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe. Even though he didn't play yesterday, but the last game. But what I'm saying is, this time it's Arsenal's time. Anyways, this is the Military Guna. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here with me today. And this is the review of Arsenal 1, Manchester United 0. And I'm happy. I'm a happy person. As you see there, administration, subscribe. See the subscription button? Press subscribe. Please, I'm begging you. Follow the channel. Tune in. Now, moving on to the game, which was a very, very good game. Now, I was really worried. Really and truly, I was really worried because Manchester United had just beaten RB Leipzig, which are at the top of the league in the Bundesliga, 5-0. And I was worried because I was saying, these guys are going to bring with the same performance and we're not playing so well. Many of the Arsenal fans are deliberately on the manager's back, trying to get something sustainable from what is happening in regards to how we're playing. But I have faith and I have confidence. But it has shown yesterday the reason why he's the manager and the reason why he's the one who was in charge of this football team. But let me get into the game, the match of the game, starting with the starting lineup, where we start off with our traditional, not our traditional, but the formation that we've been using since the beginning of the season, which is a 3-4-3. And in the lineup we have Tierney in the back, Gabriel, Rob Holding, Leno, that is the back, but the defense line. So Holding the goalkeeper, Tierney left center half, Gabriel in the central, Rob Holding to the right. In the midfield 4, we have Saka to the left, playing a wing back position, Elneny and Thomas Partey as a double midfield pivot. We have Bellerin as a white wing back as well. Now moving to the attacking 3, we have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, goal scorer, and Alexander Lacazette. And to the far right, we have Willian. Now we can see where Manchester United played the same formation, which was the 4-1-2-1-2, which was a diamond, or 4-4-2 diamond, same thing that they use against RB Leipzig and demolish them. But there's a massive factor that applied in our game that is different to the RB Leipzig game in the Champions League. Now, I've taken consideration, RB Leipzig, they play very attacking football and with a high line. So I'm going to go further in those contexts later on. Now, Manchester United starting lineup is as follows. De Gea in goal, no problem with that. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, and Fred, Scott McTominay, Paul Pogba. Scott McTominay as the whole, Fred as the holding midfielder, the defensive midfielder, in which I think is actually a box-to-box, and McTominay was actually the definitely defensive midfielder, but throughout the game they interchange. Now, attacking midfielder Bruno Fernandes playing the number 10 role, and in front of him the double pairing of Greenwood and Rashford up front. It was a very good lineup, similar to, or basically the same lineup as to, in accordance to the lineup that they played in the midweek games. Now, this is where it kicks off. Initially, the whole statement or idea that surrounds Arsenal right throughout the entire season is that whenever we play a team, we play back 3, we sit back behind the ball and then try to catch teams and counter. Now, I believe that Manchester United had that in their head that, okay, they'll be sitting back because they're coming at our home. And when they're sitting back, that is our 100% intent to go at them. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you had a wrong. You made a mistake. You made a very bad mistake. Now, initially, as the game kicks off, Arsenal pressed them. Arsenal was in a high intensity and a high press. We were stifling them, not allowing them to come free of their own, out of their own 6-yard box, out of their own 18-yard box. We were in their defensive third, in our attacking third, getting at them, trying to find little small errors, opening up spaces, trying to maneuver the ball just enough to get something out of it. For the entire first half, they only had one shot on target, which was the shot that Rashford played through to Greenwood, and he had a one-time touch at the ball towards the goal, and it was a very good shot. But we didn't have much shot on target, but we were creating quite a few chances. One of those chances, which Bellerin with the ball way across the goal, and Aubameyang slides in. Another one with Aubameyang and Willian and Aubameyang 1-2 around the 18-yard box. Willian kicked it, hits off the crossbar. These are some small scenarios of our definite attacking intent and what we're trying to do at that particular time, trying to get ourselves in the groove of playing the game. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, so we are trying our best to get ourselves involved in certain aspect of the game in regards to trying to get control of the game, trying to keep them down as we go along through the game. And they were persistent. They were really persistent in how they're trying to do their playing style, try to get their ball out, trying to maneuver the ball, more so trying to get things done on the ball as well. But we were definitely stifling them, not allowing them to be as free as though they would really want to be. So we really stifled them for the entire first half. We create more chances. We done far more the ball. We had more possession of the ball. Now, you could see that fear creeping in. The aspect of where you're leading, you're dominating the first half, and so far you're not getting the reward for the dominance that you're putting in. So I could sense a bit of fear that something might happen. It's similar to what happened with in the Leicester City game, in which we dominated the first half. When we come out the second half, they got one opportunity, and that was the goal and that finish of the game. So I was sensing that there might be some sort of scare in that regard. But when we come out, they changed. It was evident that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer changed the formation to a 4-2-3-1, in which they became more attacking, and that formation change kind of set us back a little bit. Even though they still weren't creating much chances, but we were able to cope with it and still turn over the ball in transition. And all of these massive work that was done was majority of the work was in the midfield of the pitch, which enrolls Mohamed Elneny and Thomas Partey to be very much highly involved in the game, and that really shows an intent of how we are moving on from here. Now, I'm going to try to identify some individual players for how well they played. But moving on back to the game. Now, our intensity was really high. Our pressing ability was really good. It's been a long while since we've seen the team press so high. And this goes to show that we created a lot of chances, more so than a lot of the games that we have played already. And just by the ability of pressing. And what this does was to show you that to be in a good system, you don't necessarily need someone to be a number 10 per se to create opportunities, because opportunities can be created through the pressing system and through variety of things that you do on the field. But it was a good idea. Now, our goal came from a penalty. Pogba made a very bad tackle on Hector Bellerin, in which we got a goal, and Aubameyang slotted the penalty away. And it was just so funny that one of the most hated referees by the Arsenal fan base awarded Arsenal a penalty and Manchester United turf. Manchester United is known for scoring goals and scoring penalties or winning penalties in the entire Premier League since the beginning of last season. And the table have turned that our most hated referee awarded us a penalty at Manchester United, and it was just deemed that we must win won this game. But moving on from that, we're moving into the fact of individual performances and player ratings. No, starting off in goal, Leno didn't have much to do otherwise from the shot from Matic from about 25 yards out off his right foot, in which that's not his preferred foot. And then now that was one of their chances that I created. The second one was where Marcus Rashford played through Greenwood, and he just one time left foot off at the goal, and Burnley just saved it and parried to the near post. No, those are definitely the much that Burnley had to do in the game. Other than that, he didn't have much to do, and so for that, in regards to player ratings, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. He didn't have much to do, so I can't give him anything much higher than that. Moving on to the right wing back, which is Bellerin. He played a vital role in regards to the attacking intent, and you can see where he was the one who actually won the penalty for us that Aubameyang put at home. So he had a good game. I'll give Bellerin a 7. The centre back pair trio of Holding, Gabriel and Tierney, they were very solid. Holding a 7 for me as well. Solid performance, commanding. But Gabriel is the man stand out in the defensive area. I give him an 8 because he was commanding, aggressive. He went in a tackle, even though I do believe that he could have gotten a red card on the last challenge on Greenwood, because Greenwood would actually turn him and left him, and he just pulled him back. It was careless of him, but I thought we got away with that one because that could have been a red card. Now, moving on to the other centre back pair, which is Tierney. He had a very good game, and it was a solid performance from him. 90% of the time he was playing after actually left back, which was pushing back Saka a bit higher in transition. But when we're defending, you see exactly that he's that left centre back. So I give Tierney a 7. Solid performance, consistently a 7 performance from Tierney. The midfield, the left wing back would be Bukayo Saka. Very good game, dominant. He's always intentional, trying to get inside the box, trying to create something, trying to make something happen for himself and for the team as well. So I give Bukayo Saka an 8. Very outstanding performance from a 19-year-old at Old Trafford. A ground that we have never won before in 14 years. And he came here, 19-year-old, stand his ground and put in a real solid performance. Midfield pairing, Elneny, Thomas Partey. These two guys are battling for a man of the match because they were so dominant in the middle of the pitch that it just stand out that these guys are really trying to make their claim in the team. For me, Thomas Partey 9, Mohamed Elneny 9. It's hard to decide between each one of them, which one of them are the man of the match, but I can say both of them had solid performance defensively and also in the attacking third, and it was a very good performance from both of them. Now, the attacking trio, Willian, a very subtle game, not at a high intensity as most of the other members of the team, but he played a commanding game. He stick to his role, do what he's supposed to do. So I give Willian a 7. Alexander Lacazette, he do a lot of defensive work. He dug in. He worked extremely hard. He should have gotten a goal in which Lindelof scruffed the ball away from his foot and he missed kick, but it was a good defensive work from Lindelof, so I cannot argue against that. But he put in a lot of work. I give Alexander Lacazette a 7. Moving on to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on the left. Was silent. Majority of the game he was silent, but he's the main man and he's the goal scorer, so I cannot give him nothing less than a 7 as well. But overall, it was a good performance from the team. With a tactical battle, a game of small, very, very small margins. And I can tell you, it was a hard-fought game, and I'm pleased with the performance and how we dug in. And one thing I saw in the game I wish not to see again is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang being substituted for Sajjan Mustafi. I do not want, I never want to see that happen again. But other than that, the solid performance, solid team effort, and I keep on telling many of the Arsenal fan base that how we attack in a 2-3-5, 5 channels. Defensive, two defensive, 3 midfielders to support the defenders, and you find the central midfielder to slot in, and then both midfielders would come meet each other in the central. That's defending. That's attacking wise. Then we have the 5 channels of all other players. We have Tierney would go into the midfield area. Bukayo Saka would actually become a winger. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Willian would be very close to each other like this. Very, very close. And then now you have Bellerin as would be playing the role of a winger in itself. But thank you very much for tuning in. This has been a very good game for us, and it stands to regards now. We're now into 9th place with only 4 points off top 2 to be exact. But I think we have next match we have Aston Villa, and we know that this Aston Villa team can turn up on any given day and really give us a scare. Okay, I want to move in some of the statistics of the game. In total, we had 8. We have 7 shots in regards to Manchester United. 8, 2 shots on target each. They had more possession because in the second half when they changed formation, they started to dominate the game much, but they weren't breaking us. They just had more possession of the ball. Our pass accuracy was actually the same, 85% each, 12 foul each. Basically, it was a very close game. 3 yellow cards each. We had 2 of our centre back pairing on yellow cards. But it was we now move into position of 9th place, and now Manchester United is at 15th place. They're going down. They're going down. But as I said, so this is a very good game for us, and it's samples because we haven't won at Old Trafford in 14 years. 14 years, and I can tell you, if Arsenal had lost that game, the Arsenal fan base would have get and Mikel Arteta's back and blaming him for many factors, many different things. But yet still, they want us to play this flamboyant, attacking, and expansive football. And I'm telling you, whenever, if you're building a house, the first thing that you do is build the foundation. That is the first thing that you do. You build the foundation, and then now you can see where you're at. Now, Mikel Arteta, when he came in, he realized that Arsenal's biggest problem is the defensive problem. So what he did is he sorted out the defense, and that is now evident because we have the best defensive record in the league. We conceded 7 goals in 7 games. 7 goals in 7 games. Now, bear this in mind. 3 of those goals that we conceded was actually in 1 game. So 4 of those goals have spread out in 6 different games. Goes to show how well we're playing. We are short on goal scoring, but that will work on in future reference. At the moment, we keep the solidity in the defensive unit at where it is. Then now we can move forward with the attacking part and getting more goals, because we have to sort out the defense before we can do anything in any team. And I give that a plus to Mikel Arteta, and that is something that I love to see, because for many years, for 15 years, Arsenal Football Club have been crying out for defenders. Now, Mikel Arteta came in and addressed a 15 years issue. He addressed a 14 years voodoo against Manchester United at Old Trafford. But the massive issue was the 15 years defensive problem. Since 2005, we haven't had a solid defensive unit. That was the last season. The 2005 to 2006 season where we went to Champions League. After that, we haven't had a solid defensive unit, and now we have one. So for 15 years, it's the first Arsenal defense unit that can stand in the league and said we have the best defense in the league. That is unheard of. That's not an Arsenal thing. That is not an Arsenal thing. But now it has become an Arsenal thing, and I see that is great progress. And whenever you see a coach, you have a coach at your club where other managers or other teams are looking at and trying to facilitate their games to adjust to your manager's game, means that he's doing something good. But thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in. I want to tell you thanks again to the Arsenal. We are Arsenal. I can't sing. It's time to party. And Arsenal. Alright. Thank you for tuning in. Please, before you go, like, share, and subscribe, and comment. Tell me what you think about the game. Tell me if you think that was the right approach to the game as well. Now, moving on to Mole, and I give you a preview of Mole, of the review of Mole game. Preview and review of the Mole game coming Thursday in the Europa League. That should be one of the easier. Should have been. Because they are now second in the group. But I think that should be an easier game for us. So, tune in next time. I'll see you again with the Mole versus Arsenal. And again, subscribe. That button. I don't know. Anyway, wherever it is, just press that button. And I'm out. Thank you very much for tuning in. Alright?